boat is out of the water for two reasons. One, discovered that in the locks with a single screw, there's not as much control. And heading from here down to New York, I've got another 24 or so locks to tackle. Having a bit more control will make me feel a lot more comfortable. Now, your first thought might be, well, put on one of those aftermarket bow thrusters. That's a great idea, and it is an option. A smaller boat like this, it goes fast. Like, you know, I was pounding through some waves. That makes me a bit nervous. And anytime you're cutting holes in a boat, it makes me extra nervous. There's also the concept of lateral control. It's not the bow I need to control, just anything side to side. So what we can do is put a stern thruster on the back with limited installation. It's gonna mount right here, and there's gonna be just one hole going in, much better. How exactly does this happen? I have no idea, which is why I have brought Pat Delahunty. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Steve. How are you, buddy?
Good.
Good.
From Sideshift. This is Canadian. I love this. Proudly made in Canada. You're not shipping it overseas. This is a
made
local
in
innovation.
Carleton Place, Ontario.
So, did you hear what I said? Was I right? It's the lateral control I'm looking for. It's not necessarily bow control.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of people, the fallback course is, I need a bow thruster because I got no control of the bow.
Right.
But really you do. If you drive the boat in, you've got full control of your bow. But then you got no control of your stern, especially with a single screw. So with the lateral control, or the unit that I'm going to install today, that just allows you to bring that boat straight sideways over to the dock, because somebody's already got your bow.
Right.
You know what I mean? At some point in the game, some people say, you know what, I want to be able to just come straight off the wall or straight into the wall. And that's fine. You can add a bow thruster at any time.
Right.
It's not like once you put the stern on, you can't do anything else.
In terms of install, the bow thrusters are pretty intense installation. We're drilling holes, we're making sure they're all sealed. This seems almost idiot-proof. Could I do this one, you think?
You could. This one here is like on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty. You could do this one. This is a 7. Like, it's very easy to do. It's not hard to do. It's, you know, like if you can drill holes and run cable, you can mount a stern thruster.
Pat has done hundreds of these installs, and even stopping to explain every step to me, he was done in a little over 3 hours. But here it is, boiled down to 2 minutes. After installing a mounting plate on the outdrive, and this does mean drilling a couple holes through metal, it's a simple install of the pre-assembled thruster unit. Then you run the wires to the engine compartment, ideally above the waterline, making sure you have enough room for the drive to be trimmed up.
Wow, I'm impressed. You have an extremely thick transom. I'm going to need a longer drill bit.
Well, you know what they say, it's not the length of the boat, it's the girth of your transom.
That's it. And we'll leave it at that.
Anytime you have to drill a hole in a boat, you want to make sure it's properly protected and sealed. A good tip is to coat the wire before feeding it through, and it'll pull the Sikaflex into the holes. In our case, we had enough battery power to run the unit, but you can opt to put a dedicated battery if you'd like. Then there's some basic wiring, and a fuse to mount, but nothing overly complicated. And then it's down to mounting the joystick, which can be tricky based on how much real estate you have at your helm. And then we were able to connect that to the 12-volt cigarette lighter to power the joystick. And it runs on Bluetooth, so there's no wires to run directly from the engine compartment up to the joystick. Give it a couple tests, and Bob's your uncle. Let that sealant on the holes cure, and then you're ready to splash it.
The nice thing about this too is you can get cute with this, is that you can actually change the pitch of that prop. Because if you turn the outdrive, you're now pushing the boat on an angle, or you can pull it over there and pull the boat on an angle. So you can get very creative with this on an outdrive just by turning your wheel and hitting your thruster. And you can literally push your boat in a different direction or pull your boat in a different direction.
I like cute.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so now there's no excuse.
Now there's no excuse to hit the wall.
All right, well, see you in the locks.
Okay.